Not only did these dudes rob me in my town, in broad daylight, but in front of my mother kids. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Michelle. If you clicked on this video, then why not subscribe? I promise you it's a whole vibe. If you rock with me, I rock with you, which means we locked in for life, and that's on period. In today's video, I have a story time for you guys. I wasn't gonna really even talk about this until everything was fixed, but obviously things didn't go the way I expected it, and I'm still feeling the way I feel. As you guys can tell by the title of the video, girl got robbed, and I'm about to tell you exactly how it happened. So if you guys want to hear the full story, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'm gonna jump right into it. Let me take a deep breath first. Let me woosah because I'm still angry as hell. And whew. First things first, if you guys are not familiar, I downloaded this app called OfferUp. It's an online app marketplace where you can sell items in your town, things that you don't really need anymore or whatever. It's an in-person meetup, exchange, blah, 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 blah. Somebody put me onto the app, so I downloaded it, and I'm always about my bag. So if I can bring in more streams of income, especially if it's legal, I'm with it. So I have a lot of stuff in my house because I shop a lot, and I have things that I don't really use anymore. So I thought to myself, why not check this app out? I've been on the app for a good, I want to say like a month or two, and I sold about like 7 different things from the first in-person sale. Had no issues whatsoever. You can review, you know, your experience with the people. I got all 5 stars. Everybody was so cool. Everybody was respectful. It was a 1, 2, 3 meetup. No funny business, no nothing like that. Anytime you're gonna do anything, you want to make sure that you're going to meet up during the day. You want to make sure you're going to meet up in a public place. And whenever I would meet up with these people, it would always be in an area, of course, in my town where there was a lot of people. So it was never in like a secluded or crazy place where I would be by myself. So this incident happened to me on October 5th. I posted my Louis Vuitton on OfferUp. Now, I know you guys are probably like, your Louis V bag? Yes, honestly, I bought the bag and I worked hard to get the bag, but it really wasn't what I expected because it was kind of like a big tote bag. I'm not really into the big bags or whatever, so I wore it like a few times. It still was in tip-top shape, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I had like a deck that I was in, and I was just like, you know what, this is materialistic. I could always get it back. So I posted it on the app or whatever, and people were biting. A lot of people were just inquiring about it. I paid initially $1,600 for the bag. This one particular person hit me or whatever, and obviously there was no picture, no profile, no nothing really about them, but they were inquiring about the bag. They hit me in the evening sometime or whatever, and they were like, yeah, I want the Louis bag, blah, 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 blah. I need it for tomorrow. It's my mom's birthday. This like giving me too much information. Like when I'm doing business, I don't really care why you need the item. It's either you want it or you don't. I'm not here to make friends. I was messaging the person back and forth, and they were like, oh, I want to come get the bag tonight. And I was just like, nah, it's not gonna work. I'm not gonna meet up with anybody at night. And normally when I do any of these exchanges, Eddie's with me, or if he's not with me, I go somewhere, like I said, where people know me and it's out in the open and it's broad daylight, so I'm good. Long story short, the person's still writing me all through the night, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna come get it tomorrow morning, blah, 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 blah. Let me get your number. Now, if you're not familiar with the app or whatever, or just any app for that matter, you're not really supposed to give your number out. Of course, you don't know who you're speaking to behind that app. You don't know what people's intentions are behind that app. And it's just weird. Just want to make sure that you're safe at all costs. Me not thinking anything of it, me feeling pressured or just like feeling like this is a urgent matter for me to get this money in a quick period of time. I didn't give my number at first, but they kept like the person kept on writing me and just being real persistent. Real persistent. I'm gonna be honest, just caught me off guard. And they're like, oh, you could just give me your number so that when I come, I don't have to worry about hitting you up on the app. We could just talk like via text or whatever. So I'm being real hesitant because I'm just like, usually when people write me and they ask for my number, I just block them, point blank, period. You're sus. But because I was in such a hard situation and I needed the funds ASAP, I thought about it and I was just like, if anything, I could just change my number. Long story short, I give my number like an idiot. That's the first red flag right there, y'all. I think nothing of it. The person's like, I'm gonna hit you tomorrow, whatever the case may be. Fast forward, next day comes. I'm in mommy mode getting my kids ready for school. Early morning, around 7 something in the morning. I'm half asleep, half past dead, whatever the case, trying to get the kids ready for school. My phone rings. I'm thinking nothing of it. I pick it up. I didn't even really look at it. There was no name on it. I pick it up. The person's like, oh, hey, blase, blase, blah. I'm calling about the Louis bag. Now, on my profile, of course, my name is not on there. I'm not gonna put my name on there because, again, I don't know who these people are. I'm like, oh, how you doing, whatever. He's like, oh, I'm on my way. Send me the address. I really need this bag. Today's my mom's birthday. Plus, I gotta go to school. So I gotta hurry up and be, you know, hurry up and come. I'm like, all right, cool. I can meet you at a certain time. I have something to do right now, but we can link up early. Me thinking it's perfect. I'm thinking God's on my side because I really needed this early morning. I'm gonna get this money. I'm gonna pay this debt off. I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm like, I'm good to go. I dropped my daughter off to school, but then I still had the baby, and I had Lyric who had to go to a doctor's appointment. Before I went to the doctor's, I went back inside and got the bag and went and got the Louis box. You get any type of designer, they usually put it in a nice box. You know, it's all fancy. You know, it's designer. It's costly, so they're gonna make it look pretty. This person texts me and he's like 15 minutes away or something like that. We rewind back before that. After I talked to him in the morning, he's texting me and he's like, I'm gonna send you my location so you can see how far I am. Mind you, I'm looking at my phone and he's like, the location's not showing nothing. And I'm just like, not thinking anything of it. It's early. I'm still doing what I need to do. Long story short, he's like, I'm 10 minutes away. I'm like, I gave him the address. I'm ready to do the exchange and keep it moving. My thing is, anytime I meet up with anybody off of this app, I've always been there before them, or I wait till they come so I can see what they're wearing or whatever the case, just to observe my surroundings and who I'm about to link up with. Park my car to the location or whatever. They don't know what car I'm in. They don't know anything. I call and I'm like, where are you at? And he's like, oh, I'm such and such, like around the corner, blah, 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 blah. So I get out the car. Mind you, I'm right across the street, so my kids are good. I can see them. So I'm waiting. Mind you, it's like 8:30 in the morning. Like, it's real early. I have a big ass Louis V box in my hand, and I'm just like, all right, hopefully this could be quick. I gotta get my daughter to the doctor's. So all of a sudden I see a dude come or whatever. Number one, I don't know him. Number two, he's not from my town and never seen him. So I'm already observing, like, I don't know him. He's not somebody from out here where I'm from. I know everybody in my town. So just, you know, be cautious. So he comes up to me or whatever, and I don't even know his name or whatever. He was real respectful. I'm not gonna give the description. I'm not gonna do nothing because hopefully this process can be handled. But anyway, I'm observing him. As soon as I see him, I'm observing him. I'm looking at what he's wearing. I'm looking at his face, his body language, the way he's talking, just everything. That's just me. He came up to me. He was real nice. One, I'm thinking everything's okay because I'm in my town. Two, I just feel like my intentions be so pure that that's the problem sometimes. You know, some people can take advantage of that. They take your kindness for weakness, especially when they feel like you're a target. But me, I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm just trying to do this sale. He had a bag in his hand, like a little zippy bag, like one of those bags that you could just squeeze and it closes the seal. I'm thinking the money's in the bag, but I'm just looking at everything or whatever. I'm like, okay, this is the bag. He's like, oh, can I see the bag? Mind you, I'm not giving him the bag. I let him see the bag. Inside of the box is another bag, and then inside of that was the actual bag. So I pull it out and show him. Beautiful bag. I'm gonna insert it right here so you guys can see the bag. So pretty. I show him the bag. He's like, oh, okay. He's not really saying nothing. So I'm looking at his movement. He's looking real lethargic and real just sus. But I'm just like, you know, let me just get this money, keep it moving. Like, I'm not with all the talking and communicating. My kids is in the car. I'm like, so you ready to do? He's like, oh, let me just see if the bag is real. Let me just make sure that it's official, because, you know, I got scammed before and I just don't want that to happen to me again. And I'm like, well, if you thought the bag was a knockoff, then you wouldn't have made this trip out here. You came up far away to come over here. So why would you do that if you thought that it was not a real bag? He's like, no, it's not that. I just want to make sure that it has like the SKU tag inside the bag to make sure it's an official bag. So I'm like, it's an official bag. I'm not going to sell nothing to anybody. I'm a genuine person. I know you don't know me, but that's not how I do business. I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me, and I definitely don't want you to come back looking for me if I sold you something fake. He's stalling, and I'm just starting to get a little impatient, because I just feel like at this point, like, what's your motive now? You drove all the way out here. What are we doing? So he's like, I'm gonna go to my car and go get the money. My brother's in the car. So now he's like, he's with somebody else. Initially, when I was talking to him, it was just one person. So now he's with somebody else. So it's two guys now. So now I'm getting a little funny. I'm getting a little weird, but I'm still like, where I come from, I don't know. I always just had that tough exterior. Like, I'm not really, I know I shouldn't say this and be cocky about it, but I'm not really scared of anything. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, but I'm not gonna let somebody just come at me or just like try to punk me. I'm thinking like nothing, because I'm like, again, I'm in my town. I know everybody. Everybody knows me out here. If anything, people will just be watching me or whatever. I'm waiting. He goes across the street and I'm looking. I'm trying to see what vehicle they in. I don't know what type of car he's in. Matter of fact, he told me what kind of car he was in, but I didn't see it. It was almost like they were hidden from where I was at. So I go across the street to check on my kids. My daughter, she was like, Mommy, why are you taking so long? Like, they're taking too long. That was another red flag there. My daughter's telling me. Now I'm looking at my phone and I'm like, I got 15 minutes to get my baby to the doctor. Like, this is not more important than my daughter's doctor visit. Long story short, I check on the kids, they're good, back across the street, and now I see a car pull up. Now he goes in the car, go gets his brother, but then they pull up right in front where I was at. So I see the other guy. Now the other guy's in the passenger seat, right? He got a whole mask on, leaning back, not really saying nothing. All I can see is his eyes, you know, in the top of his head or whatever. So I'm looking in the car. You know me, I'm Inspector Gadget. I'm checking to see what's going on. Now I'm feeling real funny because there's two guys. You stalling. You go get your brother. I'm just like, something's not right. But because I'm such a positive person, sometimes I could be a bit too damn nice. But again, I'm hard up on this money. I'm going to be so completely honest. I need this money and I need this money. I need this money fast. Now I'm talking to the brother. I'm like, so are you guys going to do this? You guys want to still do this exchange or not? If not, I have to go. I have to take my daughter somewhere. So they still stalling. Now mind you, I'm observing everything in the car. I see money everywhere. I see another Louis bag in there. And I'm just looking to see if anything's crazy. If, you know, just to let me know if I gotta get up out of there. It was just too funny. It was just so many different weird feelings that I had, but I went against my feelings. And I'm mad at myself that I went against my actual intuition. So all of a sudden, I'm looking around to my left, I'm looking around to my right. Mind you, like I said, it's early. The birds is chirping. Ain't nothing really going on in the town right now. All of a sudden, these two cop cars is on the left side of me, like a little bit on the corner. There's a deli on the corner, and I see two police officers. So my anxiety and my nervous feeling that I had, it kind of subsided because I'm like, if they try anything, any funny movements, police is right there, police is looking, police is gonna see everything. I'm not thinking anything of it because I know I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm just trying to just make this sale and keep it moving. Cops is just looking at me, and I understand why they're looking at me, because they see a young girl early in the morning with a big ass box and they don't know why I'm talking to these guys in the car. So I get it and I understand it, but I wasn't gonna do anything that was suspicious or make them think that, because I wasn't doing anything. I was literally just trying to make a sale, a legit legal sale. Time is going by and I'm like, I got like literally 5 minutes to get to the doctor's, and I'm just like, all right, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I have to go. I'm sure you guys have to do things too. I can't just sit here and talk to you guys. We're not gonna do the exchange. I gotta go to my daughter, take my daughter to the doctor. So either you come into the doctor's with me and we do it inside the doctor's office, or I have to just keep it moving. They like, I see mad police, why they looking at us? I'm like, I don't know, but if y'all dirty, then let me know, because I'm not going down for y'all. I don't even know y'all. That was it right there. I started to get like real aggravated. I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to the doctor. Still interested? Then I could just send you the address and you can meet me inside the facility. They're like, all right, bet, whatever. But they pause and they looking real, like, they're looking real shaky. Real shaky. I don't know. I can't explain it. The driver dude was the one that was just real. He just had a real sneaky look in his eyes, but yeah, he was still trying to be real, like, nice and humble and respectful to me. And the passenger was just looking at me. He wasn't really talking that much at all. He just observing me. So they pull off. They pull off. They don't know what my car looks like. I go one way. I see them go the other way. Mind you, this is my town. They don't know my town. They don't know the places, the locations, none of that. I drove past the cops. They just, I guess they stayed there or whatever. They didn't follow me, whatever. Parked my car. I get my daughter and my son, and we're walking into the doctor's appointment. Dude calls me again on my phone, and he's like, oh, where you at, da 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 da. So I'm thinking they forgot about it. I'm like, whatever, like, oh well, I'm just gonna take this L. Like, somebody's gonna buy this Louis bag. It's a fire bag. Just because they didn't buy it, it's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm worrying about my daughter and what she needs to get done. So we go into the doctor's appointment. I check her in or whatever. He's blowing on my phone. Where you at? Da 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 da. I'm like, all right, they thirsty for the bag. I get it. Again, I tell them where I'm at. It's another location, but it's people's outside. You know what I'm saying? People's always walking past this main strip where I'm going. After I checked my daughter in, the line was long, so I knew I was gonna be waiting a while. I went outside with my kids and I went and got the box. I tell them where I'm at. All of a sudden, they pull up. Again, they don't know my car, they don't see nothing, they just see me, but this time they see me and my kids. I had the box in my hand. I asked my daughter to hold it because now I got my toddler. You know, he's very active, so I'm on a sidewalk, so I gotta keep watching him. So they pull up, they ease their way up or whatever, and I'm like, so are you guys ready to do it? I gotta go. Now I'm starting to get a little irritated, a little aggy. Not trying to show too much of an attitude, but it's like, y'all playing now at this point. They still running the whole BS like, oh, I need to see the SKU. He even had a phone and he showed me like a tag of what it's supposed to look like an official Louis bag. I'm like, you could look at the bag. I even went as far as to showing him the receipt off of my email without, you know what I'm saying, I blocked my address and all that, but showing him that I bought it from the Louis V store because they was pressing me. So then I started to feel a little targeted. And that's when I started to get a little attitude. I'm like, at this point, not that serious if you buy the bag. Because if you don't want the bag, you could just keep it moving. I'm not trying to make you feel away, but I really don't have time to like sit here and do this. It was just dragging out for like a good hour. Passenger, I'm looking at him. He's just looking real like he's up to no good. I see him. I see his body movement. They whispering. I see them whispering and stuff like that. Now I'm right in front of the car. I'm standing outside of the car and my kids are like right behind me. Like my daughter's standing next to me, but the baby is like right behind me. So I gotta keep turning around. I gotta keep watching him. I'm like, if you don't want the bag, just keep moving. Like, I'm sorry, I came out here, my bad, like, whatever. Driver's like, oh, can I get the bag for like a little bit lower? I said, we already talked about the price. I'm not going lower. This is a brand new bag, pretty much unboxed. Really not, I really never even used it. I'm not gonna sell it or take off another $300 for this bag. So I was like, oh, can I just see the bag real quick? Can I just look at it, whatever the case? I'm like, you could just look at it right here. You see the whole bag. Like your friend or your brother, who I think they said they was brothers, I don't know. Your brother said that it's official. Now the driver's telling the passenger, yo, yeah, bro, it's official. Like, let's just do it, whatever. Mind you, I see all these 100s, 20s, 50s, money all in their lap. Right away, I'm thinking they scammers. Like, I'm knowing it. Y'all young. They look like they know older than 21. They up to no good. Name brand on. They got designer in the car. I'm like, all right, now I see what time it is. My street smarts is kicking in. Like I said, it was early. I'm just doing like mommy mode. It's just a lot going on. I'm not really paying attention. After a while, I'm like, all right, this is it. Like, I'm done here. Like, I'm not doing this. Yeah, your girl literally turned for a second because my son made a noise. Oh, I thought he was gonna run away. This is where I messed up at. I know I messed up, but this is where I messed up at. I was a little bit too close to the car. My kids wasn't too close. They was far, far away, but I was close to the car and I was holding the bag in my hand. My son made a noise and I went and I didn't even turn my head 360. The passenger dude straight snatched my shit. Reached his arm out the car and just snatched my shit. Like, I looked and literally they flew off. Like, it was like a high-speed chase. Like, they was going in like a second. I'm like, yo. I'm literally in shock. So now I'm looking dumbfounded. I look at my daughter, I look at my son. My daughter literally looked so petrified and so shocked. I didn't even respond. Have you ever been in a situation where something happened to you so tragic or something that you just couldn't believe that you freeze? It was like one of those reactions because I'm like, I know these dudes didn't just steal my bag. Like, I know these dudes didn't just steal my almost $2,000 bag in broad daylight in my town in front of my fucking kids. I look, I see which way he goes. I mean, he literally jumped out in front of mad cars, made a quick left, and I knew where they was going. I knew they was headed to the highway. That's the only way. Y'all coming this way, y'all going right back to where y'all came from because they said where they was located, and I knew that's the only way to get back to where they was at. So now I'm bugging. I make sure my kids is good. I can go back to my past self. Now I would have literally just had to leave my kid, push my kids in the doctor's office, run to my car. My car was literally like 3 feet away. I was gonna run in there and I would have caught them. Me so shocked, me worrying about my kids. I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I called 911. I was so distraught and I was so upset that I couldn't even dial 911. I called the police or whatever. They're like, calm down. I'm trying to explain to them like, yo, go get an officer, go on the highway right now, such and such. I give the description of the car, the description of the dudes. They're like, calm down, da 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 da. They finally come. I'm like, by the time they come, these dudes just already jumped back on the highway. They're done. Like, it's over for me. They're not even from out here. I don't know their names. I don't know nothing about these dudes except for what he told me off of this app. My blood is boiling. I'm wilding outside. And I don't really carry myself like that, okay? People that know me, I don't act fool outside, but I was so pissed off. They got me from my Louis bag. I did the proper protocol with trying to get help from authorities, and clearly your girl didn't get nowhere. It took me a while to actually do this video because I was so mad. For a whole month, I literally was crying. Like, I was just so angry, thinking things that I shouldn't think. If nothing else, people just don't have any remorse. People just don't care. People have no heart. This world is so evil. And I wanted to make this video because I'm sure there's so many other people who need money and they don't, you know, they don't have the support or have a husband, or you don't have somebody that can always go with you to meet up with somebody. But I'm here to tell you, this was an expensive lesson learned. Not so much about the bag and how much the bag was, because I'm not really a materialistic type person. Yes, I like nice things, but I can always get another bag. Yes, I worked hard to get that bag, but I can always get another bag. It's the principle. I feel like they took advantage of me. One, I'm a woman, so that I'm already outnumbered because it's 2 dudes against one petite woman. 2, I have children, so they already knew like this is a goal for her. Like, this is a target. I can get her because She's not gonna do nothing. She's by herself and she has her kids with her. Like, I feel like they already knew once they saw my kids, it was a go. Driver dude had the audacity to say, oh, your son is so cute, right before the passenger stole my bag. I'm like, yo, are you serious? I'm thinking so many different things. So I'm sitting in the police station for like 3 hours. I'm telling them what's going on. I'm wilding out. I can't calm down. When I tell you I had a panic attack, I almost fainted outside. My nerves are shot. I'm devastated at this point because I just feel so disrespected. All of my life of living, I've never had anybody rob me. I've never had anybody take something from me like that, forcefully. You know what I'm saying? If you needed that bag, which I highly doubt, you could have just said something. They had money for days. They knew what they were doing. They was coming out here. Initially, their motive was to come out here, jack my bag and keep it moving, resell my bag and get a profit off of it. Once I sat back and analyzed everything, I'm just like, yo, I'm so pissed off. Nothing got done, nothing got solved. I basically have to just sit here and just take a loss for what happened to me. And that's just crazy. Back on the app when I get home and I'm like thinking, let me just try to write these dudes. Let me try to text him. Mind you, he gave me his number, which was definitely a text-free number, one of those fake phone numbers. But I thought he would have blocked me. Dude still kept me on the app. Dude said, oh, I paid you the money. I paid you $200 for your Louis bag. Da 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 da. Mind you, he paid me nothing. They snatched my bag and took it. I'm like, it's all good. So I'm texting. I'm like, you know what? This is crazy. I call. They laughing. They playing on my phone. Like, ha 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 ha. That's why we took your bag. So now my blood is just boiling. I'm so mad I'm about to launch my phone. But you took it in front of my kids. You scared my kids. It was just so many different emotions, like as a mother. But then I was mad at myself for not being so smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we're not thinking. We're not using our senses like we should because we're so desperate for certain things. And that's how I have to look at it. It wasn't worth me going by myself. It wasn't worth me getting robbed. And there were so many different red flags that I should have not ignored. Hence, if I would have paid attention better or been on top of it better, this wouldn't have happened to me. So I'm saying this to tell you that if you're gonna do any exchanges with strangers, don't go by yourself. If you have a license, go strapped. If not, get some mace. Just don't go by yourself, especially if you're tiny. Make sure you got some bodyguards with you because it can happen. And it can even happen with other people with you. People be so hard up on stuff, don't care about the consequences. They want it, they see it, they pray on it, they premeditate it, and that's what it was. So at the end of the day, I'm just without a bag. I didn't get no justice. I didn't get no peace. I'm just sitting here and I'm saying to myself, so if nothing was done to me, it's okay for people to just take things from people. Mind you, anything that's over $1,000, y'all should already know what that is. That's a felony. Like, I did my homework. I already spoke to different people and it's just like, why is nothing being done? Like, I gave the authorities the description. I gave the authorities everything and then some. I did all of my homework and provided it to them and provided it and nothing was done for me. So I just feel like the system failed me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm somebody who's never been in trouble, never been in nothing like this. It shouldn't be okay for other people to do. Because if it happened to me, if these dudes did it to me, just imagine how many other people they have done it to or they will do it to. It's not the first time these dudes did this. There's so much more that I could tell you guys with this video. Basically, to sum it up, I kept on doing my homework. I did my own homework and I was like, I'm not letting this go. I'm gonna find out who they are. I need to make sure I have everything to give to the authorities so that they can do what they need to do for me. So I'm trying my best to, you know, communicate through via text with these dudes. I don't know who I'm talking to, which one, because there's two of them now. I don't even know which one was talking to me initially with the actual sale. And so I try to do what I need to do to get them to, you know what I'm saying, confess. Long story short, I worked my magic. I got the whole proof of them confessing why they took it. They claimed they was gonna mail me my bag. Played with my emotions, made it seem like, oh, I'm gonna send you your bag back. Oh, I feel bad. Whole bunch of BS. Oh, what's your address? I'm gonna send you. I gave them like a whole address, some crazy address, just so they could return it, just to see if they was gonna return it, which I knew they wasn't. They never returned my bag. They played games with me. They lied to me. And I have everything in my phone proof, like that they confessed, why they took the bag, that they've done it more than one time. It's just a crazy world that we live in, and you're just never 100% safe. So if you decide to do any of these online apps or meetups, don't be by yourself, okay? That's the story of what happened to me. Your girl got robbed for the first motherfucking time. I still am pissed off about it. Every day I'm thinking about it. Whenever I see a Louis bag or whenever I talk about bags or whatever, it just kicks up a lot of feelings. And I know that way that I would want to handle it would not be the right way or the Christ way to do it. And I just hope that I get justice. I'm a firm believer in karma, and I know when you do evil and you do wrong to people, it's gonna come back to you. We never know when it's gonna come, but it's gonna come, and that's just how I have to look at it. Stay on top of what I need to in hopes that, you know, something could get done, because they shouldn't be able to get away with this. Like, they just, it's just a hot mess. Just talking about this I mean, so mad right now. Crazy, because I can still, like, when I close my eyes, I can still see their face. Their visual never got out of my head. How you know that this was something that really affected me, but it is what it is. It's a lesson learned. Never go by yourself. Anytime you feel uncomfortable about a situation, get away from it. It's never that serious, and it's never that serious for money. Even though I felt like I was desperate in the moment because I needed it, it could have went even worse. They could have pulled a gun out on me. They could have killed me. They could have killed my kids. So I'm grateful that I'm here to tell the story, but I also want to share and spread awareness to other people, especially younger people who need to sell stuff to get a couple of dollars in their pocket. So now I'm basically just left with a Louis box and nothing in the box, just the bag and the card that comes with it, all pretty, and just all of the tags that I have. So with that being said, this wraps up my crazy story time. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm pissed off right now. I'm a woosah. I'm gonna pray on it. But if you guys enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if something like this has ever happened to you. Love you guys. Make sure you subscribe and become a Simply. That being said, I'll catch you guys in another video.